Jay, so much to unpack. A win against WSL opponents here. What are your thoughts on the result and the performance?
You're obviously really happy with the result, first and foremost, for the fans, for the players, for the staff. We've obviously come into this game with the international break looming. A game in terms of League Cup that didn't mean anything for permutations of the League Cup for us. However, it was an opportunity for us, an opportunity to manage minutes, an opportunity to give opportunity to certain players, and also an opportunity to test ourselves against, like you said, a top WSL side, one that we've quite familiar, playing them last year in the same competition. Obviously, result didn't go for us last year. However, today it did. Thought the performance, thought we were aggressive right from the first whistle. That was our game plan, was to be really aggressive, to jump from a solid block structure. I thought we put them under pressure early and were able to affect their rhythm and not allow them to get settled without giving up too many chances, but without creating too many ourselves. I think the only big talking point in the first half was obviously the penalty not given, or the free kick not given, with Meg Hornby going one-on-one. Clipped the heels, 2 ons on the back, and she's gone down. And I think in that moment it could have really changed the game, given there was no recovering defender. However, we said at half-time some real positives to take from it, and I felt if we could still be effective with the ball, short and long movements from the top line, I think we were effective through the inner channels, the half spaces, and then obviously we've had the opportunity to bring players on and to affect the game. 2 really well taken goals that we'll be really happy with, defended resolutely all the way through to the end, and come away with a deserved 2-0 win.
And you mentioned there the game against West Ham last year. How far have your side come since that point?
I think we've come extremely far. I think we've shown that growth. Even just in last season, you could tell we were in our embryonic stage of our professional development when we first faced them. You could say we were naive. We went all out in the first half against them last year, and I remember being 2-1 down. We got our first goal as a professional club, the penalty from Megan Hornby, and then second half they brought their starlets on and essentially took the game away from us. Whereas today we were playing a strong West Ham side, a side that we knew would put 5 past Charlton, 5 past Southampton in previous games, so a side that had an array of talent, whether starting or on the bench. And to defend as well as we did, I think is a key element to take away. Only our second clean sheet of the season, and like I said, I think not only was our structure good, I thought Comfort was superb, commanding her area throughout the game, and then with the ball, like I said, we've had 2 big moments in the game, and we've taken both chances and ultimately been ruthless when we needed to be.
And the first win in the League Cup as well must be good for the team's confidence moving forward.
Definitely, and I said this in terms of the bigger picture. The bigger picture today is we faced a very, very well-established, competent WSL side, and we've gone toe-to-toe with them. We've been effective, and ultimately we've taken our chances, and we've got to take a lot of confidence from that. Confidence in the terms that we could be resolute against the ball and we can limit chances, because I feel like in previous games, although the win against Palace, win against Sunderland, I still think we were given too many open play shots. I think we could still be more aggressive. Birmingham last week, I think we were a little bit passive in our block structure, whereas today we were aggressive. You saw Greta stepping out into the half spaces, Han Cohn stepping, Jazz, Emma Jones jumping, midfielders jumping on their spare backline player, and the press was initiated well by Meg, by Ella. And then in the second half, when we were able to bring on players, and I keep saying this, great to see obviously Tia Primer back with us, and Jess Woolley making a debut at the end, and also Chloe Sheffield coming on and impacting the game too. Great moment by the left-hand side for the first goal by Tia and Jessie to get the tapping at the front post. Great run from her, and then in the second I thought Tia Primer was sharp when she came on. It's great movement to disrupt the half space, and Chloe Sheffield obviously rolling it in for her first professional goal.
An unbelievable performance from everyone, as you say, but Jemima Dahu was exceptional in the middle of the park.
And I think it's a team game, so collectively, the 11 that started and those that finished, I've got to take a lot of credit. Personally thought Mimes was the best player on the pitch today. I thought West Ham really struggled with their manipulation of the ball, the way she was receiving it, dropping shoulders on pressure, and obviously resorted to a few fouls in that first half. But Mimes did what Mimes did. Second half, she gets back on the ball again. I think she played at her tempo. Ava G connecting with her well. We got some real good movement from the top line, and ultimately in those last periods we were able to capitalise on the chances we created. And you can make some real stand-up performances today. Obviously, stand-up moment being Chloe Sheffield scoring her first professional goal. She's obviously made a professional debut against Brighton, scored a goal against West Ham. So that'll live long in the memory for her and gives her good confidence. But I think, as you said, I think the result, the performance, it will give the whole collective performance going into an international break, and then obviously coming back in with a big league game against Charlton.
Yeah, and obviously went in level at half time, 0-0. What did you say to the team at the break?
Yeah, we showed him some clips. One clip was with us against the ball, where just think we could have done better either side of Mines. They were dropping players off on a shoulder and then having the opposite movement. So just tidying up those moments between the units. But a lot of it was around with the ball. I felt we had probably more possession in this game than we have in previous games this season. And then it was a case of being effective with it. And we've worked all week on our wide rotations, all week on our quick circulation through the back line. I think Ava did it really well, pulling out into the wide overloads to try and cause their wing-back disruption. Jazz Ball coming inside. I think we were able to hurt them without playing it in the first half. So we were creating the moments. We just needed to identify to play it. And then second half, I think what really clicked towards the back end of the second half, maybe not the first 15, was top line movement and then highlighting the runner and beyond and playing it and then getting good distance control behind it. And we did that for the first goal. Obviously, Tia Primer making that run down the left-hand side and Jessie Gale staying attached and alert to the front post. And then, like I said, I think if you watch Tia Primer's movement on the second goal, it's outstanding to disrupt the back line and create the space. Jessie laying it on a plate exactly how she would have liked it for obviously young Chloe to score. And although we got them too, I think we defended resolutely towards the end. Martinez, Ayisi, they've got quality players in the attacking line, and I think we did really well with the back line, holding firm resolutely all the way to the end and deserved clean sheet.
Yeah, you touched on the substitutions. They kind of made a difference. How happy are you with their impact today?
Massively. I was really happy with the starting players as well. Obviously Ella Rutherford getting a start. I think first one since Forest, if I'm right, and I think she and Meg did really well on the press to try and lock it in and force it one way so we could be ultra aggressive down that side. And then yeah, we've obviously changed it. We've lost a bit of aerial and physical presence in terms of Emma Jones, who again thought had a real good game at left wing back, and Ella Rutherford. And then we're bringing on pace. We're bringing on Tia Primer, who's obviously got pace and beyond, and I think she looks sharp. And obviously credit to our medical and physical team for getting her back in, and we'll ease her back in now over the coming weeks. And obviously Chloe Sheffield and even Jess Woolley towards the end, we've obviously had to manage people. Annie Wilding just felt a hamstring a bit tight. We didn't want to take that risk with obviously Wales camp upcoming, and even Greta towards the end probably playing more minutes than we would have liked. But when you're 1-0 or 2-0 up in the game, you have to manage the moment. And I think for us, this is a huge moment for us, not only as a team, but I think it's a huge moment for us as a football club moving forward.
Yeah, and you've mentioned her a few times, but a first goal for Chloe Sheffield for the club, how good was that to see?
It's great to see, and it's credit obviously to her, to all of her family too. It's a great moment towards the end, but it's also credit to the football club, only having a short amount of time to put together a professional game academy. And I know there's been a lot of hard work going beyond the scenes, Kim, Brooke, Kirsty as well, to put that in place. Obviously with Stevie and Tia being injured at the moment, Chloe's kind of leading the light for the PGA, and she's treated as a first team player. She acts like a first team player in and around the group, and I know that the girls are really happy for her to get her minutes. So she's been coming on at the back end of the games, and Sunderland away, she didn't come on the pitch. Birmingham away when we're 5-2 down, she's getting minutes to come on, and today she had a moment to really impact. And I think I love her physical presence. I love how she can get a body between the ball and the player, and she ruffles players, and then when she has moments in beyond the shoulder, we've seen a quality week in, week out, to take them chances, and to take them chance she did today, which is obviously great. And I think at the other end, I think I have to mention Comfort's block save at 0-0, because resultantly we then go up and score. So I think big moments in the games today. Jessie obviously taking hers, Chloe Sheffield taking a big moment for her, and hopefully more to come. And then obviously stand-up goalkeeping performance from Comfort. And I think that set the tone throughout the performance.
And just finally, it must be a great feeling heading into the international break with a big win under your belt.
Yeah, I think for us, obviously, with the position we've been in, you look at these 4 games on paper in the month of November. Crystal Palace at home, just come down from the WSL top side, and I think they're 2 or 3-0 up now against Leicester. Then you look at Sunderland away, very established team at this level with quality players throughout their squad. Birmingham away, a top team, arguably the chasers that could go on to ultimately win the league title. And then you're playing WSL West Ham. So you look on paper, it's a very difficult month. So for this group of players and staff to navigate through it with 3 wins, 6 points in the league, and obviously our first ever 3 points in the League Cup, It shows how much growth we're making. No injuries as well, which is great. So we'll get the players back in this week. We'll manage them accordingly. Weekend off, and then we're thoroughly prepared, ready to take the same energy, same aggression, same intensity into that Charlton game, because that'll be a big one here, and we'll need as much support as we can get going into that game.